Hey Leo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And there are innumerable internet pages, web pages that will help you, that are ready to help you figure out what those are if you don't know. All right, so I've got new decks, and we're going to start off looking at what energies might be present here with this Botanical Inspirations deck, and then we'll be moving on to a tarot reading with also a new deck. So the Botanical Inspirations is about, they're Victorian pictures by Victorian artists, and they're about the idea that every flower has sort of a meaning. So you would have been able to put together a bouquet that would have been a message. So. And we have nasturtium, which is one of my favorite edible flowers. Very peppery, very exciting in a salad. Victory and conquest. Oh yes, a very exciting meaning too. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. Lao Tzu. So there you go. There's your nasturtium. I love nasturtiums. One of my favorite flowers. Beautiful. Victory, conquest, power. Looking at power. Power over ourselves. Thich Nhat Hanh has a really good book about the art of power. It all begins with being in touch with who you are and being able to go into any situation with a lot of clarity on what you want and who you are as a person. Basically, it involves a lot of meditation, which is good. So, Victory and Conquest, all right, and now we're going to go to the Gilded Tarot. Gilded Tarot is made up of, it's a tarot deck that's put together with collages of medieval and Renaissance art. So, lots of religious imagery here. And look, the gold, I think it's the Gilded Tarot. Did I say the Gilded? I don't know. I like it. All right, what do we have for Leos? Past, present, inner landscape, what's the issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. All right. These cards are starting to look a little familiar. You're my 11th reading, well, not including personal readings. I do personal readings as well. So with this deck, you're probably my 15th reading, I think, this deck. So starting to recognize some cards, everything, they're starting to look like friends, starting to look familiar to me. In your recent past, you have this Knight of Swords. So the Knights are this bold, maybe a little bit brash, maybe sometimes reckless energy. There are teenage drivers. They're maybe our early 20s drivers. So they have to wear armor and carry extra insurance. And this Knight of Swords here, he's very good. He's slaying this dragon. And swords are communication and ideas. So there's someone coming in here, maybe charging in a little fast, but valiantly, with a lot of courage and with a lot of a focused goal here. They're not just gallivanting across the countryside. They have a very focused goal, and so they're bringing in some truth, some clarity, some understanding. Could be intellectual pursuits. The pen being mightier than the sword. The Knight of Swords could be the sword. The Knight of Pens also. So bringing in some truth, some understanding, some clarity, and with a very focused goal. So this could have been you. This is a court card, so it could be a person. It could be a person in your recent past that you've engaged with, or it could be you, an energy that you've possessed and that you've had of just coming in with a lot of clarity, a lot of focused intention, really seeing a situation very clearly, and using your words possibly to defend yourself or someone you love, or to defend something that is under attack. So, in your current situation, you are the Fool. You're this level 0 stepping out. The Fool card in this deck has a woman with a drum here. She is listening to the beat of her own drum. She's listening to what calls her, what she hears, what she understands. The way is a little treacherous. She's off by herself, except for she does have her little dog friend, off by herself, away from the group, and doing her own thing. It's night, so there's a lot of, there's not like huge amounts of clarity. There is like an understanding that the path may be a little bit dangerous. She's right on this cliffside here, in the nighttime by herself. So yeah, maybe not the most advisable thing, but it does call to you, and you're heading out very eagerly. She has no focus on her fears. She has no focus on what's all the dangers around her. She's only focused on the future, on where she's going, on what she wants, to accomplish on this new journey. So she's starting on a new journey, and she's very focused on the forward motion. Very focused on the forward motion, not so concerned about all of the darkness and the cliffs and all of the dangers. She's aware of them. She's obviously very aware of this cliffside. She's being careful not to step over it, but she's more focused on the adventure ahead and the journey ahead. And she's very in touch with her own inner aspects. But I got distracted here because I saw this victory and conquest and this Knight of Swords coming in with this very focused clarity, very focused energy, clarity and understanding, clearly understanding a situation. So I'm feeling very much like the victory and conquest card is about this Knight of Swords. Anyway, in your inner landscape, you have the Star card. So you may be craving some sort of recognition or craving some sort of message from the universe that you're exactly where you need to be. You're right where you need to be. The Star card is about being in the flow of things. It can also be about being lucky, about wish fulfillment, wishes being able to come true. Obviously, they're wishes, so obviously this is part of your hopes. You have a wish to come true. You might be wishing for some notoriety, some visibility, because the Star card can also mean being highly visible, being acknowledged, being a star, right? I always think of this as my cheerleader card, and instead of pom-poms, she's got these pictures full of flow. And so she's standing there cheering you on, and so it could be you cheering others on, or you being exposed. She's very exposed. She's very vulnerable. She's naked. So there could be you being able to be out there and absorb sort of the spotlight here, or you just wanting a message that you're in the flow of things and that you're right where you need to be. You're hoping that this journey, you're not quite sure if you're still. You might still not be quite sure if this was the right step for you to take, and so you might be hoping for some positive feedback, some sort of understanding that you did take the right step, that you are right where you need to be, that was the right thing to do, that you're going in the right direction. So you could be hoping for that. You could also be being afraid of being exposed, or being overly exposed or seen. Being in the spotlight, because this is your hopes, fears, and your inner landscape. So you could be hoping to be a star, but you could also be worried about the overexposure that can come with that. Oh my goodness, what's at issue here is the Hermit card, but it's in reverse. So Hermit card in the upright, this would be Francis of Assisi. He talks to animals. He doesn't talk to animals. He didn't get there by following the crowd, by doing what he was supposed to do. He got there by following his own inner light. So following the own inner light, going step by step, bit by bit, seeing what's revealed. I don't think he started off on this journey with a complete understanding of exactly where he was going to go. And then I will be a saint, and I will talk to animals. It all started with step by step, bit by bit, this extraordinary journey of this extraordinary person, so full of compassion moving forward. But it's at issue, so we're taking it in the reverse. So there might be, maybe you did step out and make it, oh my gosh, that's why you're that's why you're wanting some sort of feedback from the universe, because you weren't quite sure about the step. You weren't quite in touch with exactly who you are and what you wanted to do. This is an inching forward. This is supposed to be, you know, moving forward, not moving too fast. But this Fool energy is moving very fast. It's making a quick step, and it's supposed to be listening to the beat of your own drum. So ideally, we'd be having some hermit mode, getting in touch with who we are, being able to hear our own drum beat, being able to do that, dropping whatever expectations other people have of us, whatever we thought was supposed to happen, and just going with that inner voice, following our own North Star wherever it leads. And then we would take this leap of faith forward into our own individual path. But you might have gotten these reversed, taking a leap of faith forward, but not having quite done some of the inner work that you needed to do before doing that. And that would be why you're looking for some sort of external validation that you're on the right path, because you don't have it internally. You didn't get that quite internally before you took steps and moved forward. And you thought that you were doing the right thing. You clearly wanted to do the right thing here, but you may have moved too fast and leapt. You did not look before you leap. You may have leapt forward, and now you're looking for external validation for the path forward because you didn't necessarily get all in touch. And this is kind of creating an issue for you because you didn't go into hermit mode properly, or you didn't do the proper preparation, which, oh my gosh, I'm talking about meditation here. That is one of the best ways, quieting all these voices coming at us, all the ideas, especially on social media, which I love just about as much as anybody. But it is other people telling you what to look at and what to think about and what to see and what's interesting, and it's other people grabbing your attention constantly, which is great if you're trying to avoid something internally for a little while till things calm down, but it's not good as like a full day affair of listening to what other people. It's like social media is like being at the fair with somebody that is just like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Oh my gosh, the little exhibits and the little animals. Oh my God, did you see that bunny over there? And then look at this rooster over here, and look at that cake that somebody made, and then look at this tomato. Oh my gosh, it's huge. And then you're just like, yeah, okay, I'm here too, and I would like to look at something. So luckily, we're not stuck at the fair with somebody. We're just on our phones or whatever. So this is about shutting out people that are just like, look at this, do this, you should do this, have you thought about this, maybe this, you didn't quite do that work very thoroughly. That's what meditation is helping us shut down all those external voices, including the ones that we've internalized, and just getting in touch with that core part of yourself, which it doesn't, in the Hermit in reverse, you did not quite do that. You stayed sort of engaged with all of these voices grabbing for your attention, telling you what to do, telling you what you should do, something like that in the Hermit reversed. Not getting in touch with your own path. So in your environment, you have this Five of Cups. You have a vibe or something going on in your environment. There's a lot of regret here. And we're not quite yet able to move forward. That's fine. We stay there where we can. And by forward, I mean we don't move on, we move forward. I think that's an important concept. We're all just kind of like dust bunnies of grief, gathering dust as we go, getting bigger and bigger as we collect more griefs and more sorrows with our lives, right? So we don't move on, we move forward with them. Some days are going to be easier than others, but we move forward. So there's somebody not moving on. Like maybe there was an argument or a discussion here, or this battle here that went on, and somebody isn't moving on here. There's still a lot of focus on what went wrong, a lot of focus. See, the Fool card, the Fool's leaping forward. Let's just go. Let's just start this new thing. Let's leave the dishes in the sink and just go, right? I'm ready to go. But this is someone who's looking at the dishes in the sink and is like, That's all they're going to think about. Maybe they went on the trip with you, but they're just thinking about the dishes in the sink the whole time. They're thinking about what went wrong, what went on before, what all the spilled milk. They're still crying over spilled milk. So there's something in your environment that is still full of regret and full of grief. It's always going to be a process, but there's this is about not ready to move forward with, not having accepted what's happened, still wanting to dwell on it and think about it, even though you're getting coached. Someone here is getting coached to move forward. It might be time. It's your timeline, though. That's what this is all. That's what Hermit's supposed to be. You on your timeline, right? So, whoever this is, you or somebody else, or just kind of some sort of situation where there's still a lot of cleanup that has to happen, and someone's just really focused on the past and what went on before and not able to move forward. What's at issue here? Oh, if you're partnered with somebody and this is them, you gotta wait. You gotta wait on them and their process. You have Hanged Man. So this is, you're not taking action here. It looks like some action may have already been taken, and now you need to cool your jets here and hang out. But this is, the Hanged Man is about, he's ripening here on this tree, sort of like a fruit ripening. There's not a lot that needs to be done. We don't need to pollinate or anything. There's nothing that needs to be done here, but it's just not time yet. So in that time, we're figuring some things out. We're figuring ourselves out. Maybe you need to go back and sort of, even though you've moved forward possibly on this journey already, you skipped this step, and this would be going back to redo this step, getting back into this energy, figuring yourself out, figuring out who you are. He's just got some time to think, and all the blood's rushing to his head. So it's like just sitting back and thinking about how you got here, thinking about what you want, thinking about who you are, and it's for the purpose. You're going to get out of this. You're going to the fruit ripens eventually and gets plucked. You're going to get out of this. It's just going to take some time, and you got to really think your way through it. Not out of it, but you are. There is going to be, these two together make me feel like there's just a grief process that needs to go on. Like, this isn't wrong. This person's not taking too long or whatever. They're taking as long as they need, and they need more time. They need more time to figure out what happened. Maybe some action came in real fast, real quick. And see, this energy comes in really fast. These knights don't really think it through all the way sometimes, which is what with this knight and this Fool card next to each other, it looks like maybe that's what happened. Someone didn't think it through all the way, just took some actions. Now they're not quite sure that was what they were meant to do, what they were supposed to do. They're regretting their decision. And now we've got to think about, next time, before we take action again, before we leap again, we're going to take a lot more time to think about our next movement, our next action. We're gonna revisit hermit mode, but we're gonna do it in the upright, not in the reversal. We're not gonna skip that. We're gonna go back and kind of stay there for a while and think it through. Think about how we got here. When you got sent to your room when you were little, and I was told, and I want you to think about what you did. So that's a little bit of the Hanged Man energy here, Leo. I want you to think about what you did, because it was a little bit rash and it was a little bit reckless, and I know that you have doubts about it, and you might regret what you did. So you're going to sit here and you're going to think about it, and you're going to get right with God, you're going to get right with yourself, and then you're going to come talk to me and apologize for what you've done. I don't know if that's how it's going to go, but that's the energy I'm feeling from this reading. Although we've got this victory and conquest here, so... All right, so 2 of Coins here is where we're going. Juggling. You're going to have to juggle some things in your life. You may have gotten yourself committed to something, doing something, and now you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? You may have said yes to too many projects. You may have, I can see that interpretation of this. You jumped. There was an offer, you jumped forward, it seemed like the thing to do, you didn't really think it through, and now you're stuck with way too much on your plate and you've got to juggle. So the 2 of Coins is juggling things, usually work life issues, juggling commitments, juggling, and they've got to stay in motion. You're not going to be, you don't want to drop either one of them. I would kind of wish these were eggs that you were juggling, like and you don't really want to drop them. So because they're coins, so if they drop, you're just going to clang, 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 and that's it. And then you pick them back up. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen anyway if you drop them. But you got to keep these things moving. You got to keep them in motion, and you got to juggle. There's some tumultuous environment here, and you're just going to have to juggle the commitments you have here. Oops, may have made a mistake, but you'll figure it out, and you're going to live with the consequences. So, and that's going to involve some sort of juggling of different things in your life. So, all right, Leo, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. I would like to hear what you think of these cards, except if you don't like them, I really don't need to hear that. You can just keep that to yourself. Thank you. So I hope you have a wonderful week, Leo.